Did you know that 2021 is set to witness a record fundraising of over 1 lakh crore through initial public offerings? In India, 28 companies have already concluded their IPOs, raising over 42,000 crore in 7 months. 34 others have filed their offer documents with market regulator SEBI for approval. The listing of Zomato has triggered a host of IPOs from other new age companies to announce their intention to come with their IPOs this year. The bandwagon of companies include Paytm, PhonePe, MobiKwik, Grofers, Policybazaar, Delhivery, and Flipkart Internet. While this may be the first big IPO boom for a large number of young investors, experts advise caution against getting swayed.
It's a strange thing about investments that whenever an asset class starts doing well, then people start flocking towards it. Over the last 6 months, if you see, all the IPOs that have come, around 26 of them have got listed over the last since January. All of them have done well. I mean, barring 3 which are trading below their issue prices. 18, I would say, have generated more than 40% return. 6 of them have more than doubled. So, I mean, investors see a near certainty in high return. That is the only driving factor. Huge returns, huge. Obviously, it is all driven by the huge liquidity in the market and the strength in the secondary market. But people are seeing it as since it's an IPO boom sort of situation. People are seeing all the IPOs will do well. 2020, after the first COVID wave started, I mean, the market fell down. Then a lot of investors, they saw opportunity. Obviously, there was opportunity because as things started materializing in terms of COVID acceptability, and I mean, vaccination news started coming in later during the year last year, in October, November, and all, markets started rallying. When markets started rising, I mean, the investors, I mean, retail investors have been a big sort of, I mean, there has been a big inflow of retail investors into the market. Over the llast 18 months, the CDSL accounts have mostly doubled. I mean, the Demat accounts with the CDSL. So it was at around 2 crore by end of January 2020. By the end of June 2021, it is nearly 4 crore. In fact, over the last 6 months, CDSL has added almost 1 crore, more than 1 crore new accounts. So, I mean, that is, since the markets start rising, I mean, all these investors, they see, okay, those who never participated, they see it as an opportunity to get in, and they are seeing it as that way, and they are coming in. This time, I mean, it's a very phenomenal sort of thing happening. I think it can, while there is a certainty that it will cross 1 lakh crore of fund mobilization. I mean, India Inc. can do that through IPOs. It can even cross 1.5 lakh crore. Yeah, so provided the secondary market remains strong. They are counting on the business growth potential going forward, the revenue growth, and in many cases where the companies are still loss making, you hope that, okay, they will turn profitable. There is demand, obviously. It's also driven by when one looks at companies in developed markets, in these internet age, the startup companies, how they have grown and how big they have become. So people tend to follow that as a pattern that may also these companies may also sort of follow going forward. Investors need to be very careful with I mean, all companies may not be the same. You have to see whether the company is in a business where a new player cannot enter easily. I mean, so the entry barrier, if it is strong, then the market share of that company will remain high. I mean, it will continue to command a higher market share. if the entry barrier is low, then you can see 10 companies coming into the domain, and it's a technology disruption sort of. We are in an age of technology disruption. I mean, somebody will come up with a new technology, a new model, and then he may just take over. I mean, so those risks also are there. So which is why investors have to be very careful and see where the entry barriers are high. I mean, what business is the company in, whether there is a business diversification sort of possibility there. So all those things have to be considered. One good aspect of these new age companies is that the corporate governance issue, you can rely mostly on that, because in most of these companies they have been funded by these investors, and they very keenly look into how the company is being run and monitored. At this time, when the liquidity is high and a lot of bunching happens, there are scenarios where companies will command higher valuation. If suppose in a normal situation, a company would have asked for X rupee for per share. Now they can easily get 1.2x. So you are paying a premium because of the liquidity in the market, and because of the euphoria around IPOs, and because it's just a demand supply situation. Everybody wants to get a piece of it. At the same time, when you demand a higher valuation, the expectation is also high. And it has been seen that a lot of companies who may have asked for a higher pricing, I mean, it is not easy to kind of match up to the investors' expectation. So you may not be able to generate the kind of growth, revenue, and profitability going forward in line with the expectations that got built in with the investor while he invested in the IPO. So there, retail investors have to be cautious while investing. I mean, and